Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so welcome to the day we can talk about email, or let's talk about campaigns in a different way. Okay, let's talk about campaigns overall. Okay, let's talk about campaigns, and then from campaigns we can talk a little bit about email campaigns. Okay, so if we look back at this customer, client, prospects, lead,
targeted audience.
you have audience here, and you have target audience, and you have general. Usually campaigns are described here, right? Or campaigns are primarily targeting how to convert lead into prospects. Do you agree?
Yeah. Because you only have email addresses.
And today I'm not talking about only email address. Today I want to talk also about something different a little bit, which is if I have email address here, or if I have phone number here. That's right.
Yeah, same thing.
Or they're not same thing.
No, you have the entry point.
Because phone numbers, I can get them from lists. So I can go to Chamber of Commerce, I can go to business directories, and I can get phone numbers. That's right. Emails, they have to submit it to me. That's right. And the third one is I have them in person, or I have a referral who gave me the contact. I don't see any other way. That's right. You're not convinced.
How about other platforms like text, Messenger, WhatsApp?
But Messenger and WhatsApp are either phone or email.
For email, so it's in between.
They are phone or email. So if you wanna have like a social media contact is another is as a fifth way. It could be legitimate fifth way. Okay.
Then not all of them can be considered leads, because they may be in the general area.
All of them shall consider lead, because according to the definition of lead, is someone you have a direct interest to.
Yeah, but unless you've segmented them, it's a lead. As in, if I've got 3 or 4 different products, that might be a lead for some products, but not for others.
And if you will move them from leads to prospects, this what will get them, because each one of these arrows will have like people coming from here. If this will be like 100, and assume you convert here 10, there are here 90 which will go somewhere. So where this 90 will go?
Probably backwards to. No?
I'm not saying yes or there is no yes or no, just this is an idea.
Some will stay there. Some will go somewhere else, and some will be just targeted audience until they're ready to buy.
Okay. So what you are saying is you may want to have somebody are not ready to move here, so we have to deal them with here, and someone will say no. So what will make a lead saying no? Because he is not the right lead for this offer here.
Right.
So when you come and say, are they interested or not? Are they interested or not? How do we know? By pushing them into
Prospect.
the prospecting or pushing them into the client stage if you invite them to an event. Make sense? So do you agree that these are the five different levels of leads? So then the question will be is, what do I need on each level to get them into prospecting? So how we will move them to prospecting?
Lead magnets, lead generation.
Lead magnet, lead generations are techniques to get these.
Okay.
So how are we moving them to prospecting stage?
From leads to prospect. Well, I thought to get them into prospects, you'd have to give them some sort of a lead magnet.
To get a lead magnet is to get them as a lead, to get their contact information.
From targeted audience.
So lead magnet is here. If I want to move on this arrow, I will use lead magnet.
Okay.
If I have the lead magnet, I will collect any of this information here, will define them or qualify them as lead. So what should I do with this information to move them to prospect?
Make them an offer, I guess. No, it's not even an offer.
So how are you doing the prospecting?
Only thing I can think of is, because you're not selling them anything, that would get them into customers. But you would offer them a $7 item.
$7 items, they are
Customers.
customers. So can you broaden up a little bit, or can you brainstorm in terms of context of what do you have for leads? So if I have a phone number for a lead, how can I prospect them? What will be the next step?
To qualify them, are they the right person for the product or service?
So how will I qualify them? If I have your phone number only, what will I do?
Or you will call.
And when I call, what will be the conversation about? The conversation most likely will be about a meeting. That's right?
Meeting about what though?
Yeah, that's the outcome you wanna have from that phone call. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I have a meeting, I will present what?
Or you do a pitch, whatever that pitch pitches or to get them into the customer phase.
That's right. Do you agree?
Yeah, what I have to offer. Yeah.
So from a phone, I can have a potential meeting. From an email, what can I have? I can have the same. I can have a potential meeting or a webinar. That's right. Or a longer phone call. Okay? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So, did you get before phone call from somebody who say, we are doing this, are you interested? Let's set up a 1 hour phone call. Did you get this phone? That's right. And then what they will do in this phone call?
Sell you.
Sell you or give you a free trial or whatever it is. That's right. You can also invite them to a forum. That's right, to join a forum. And if they join, they will become
Customer.
client. If they join the forum,
Oh, because it's free.
because it's free, that's right. So join a forum. What else? Is there any other way you get people through?
Is this where you offer them a one-on-one, or that becomes a client? That would be the next phase.
If you offer them one-on-one and they accept it, they will become a client or a customer.
Okay.
So, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the question here is, what if you have a phone? So what do you need? If you have a phone number, what do you need to be able to call them to set up a meeting? You will need a script.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So what is a proper script for your service? So do you want to spend like 10 minutes or so where we can work on scripts for phones?
Do you make phone calls?
Yes, I do.
Let's do it.
Okay. And then the second question will be is, if you have an email, what will be the following ones? It will be an email sequence. So it can be an email or an email sequence. That's right.
Yeah.
If it's social media, what will it be?
Like a messenger or something?
Yeah, like Messenger, what it will be? It will be a script. That's right. If you meet them in person, what you will have to say?
Elevator speech.
You have an elevator pitch or a script.
Right.
If a client will tell you, here is the contact, what you will do? You will have a script. That's right. Does this make sense?
Yep.
It was so dangerous for me when I sent people on phone and I didn't tell them the script, because they basically, like, someone was helping me in a show, and he stands there and said, "Are you a business owner?" And the show was not about business owners, so it will look like strange. So I had to collect them back and say, "You know what, guys, don't talk about what I do. I will talk, because your entry is not the proper for these people." Before I went last time, I had Kevin helping me in the first day, so I was sitting with him and just, okay, this is the kind of scripts you expect to use. Okay. So, do you want to work first on the phone scripts? Okay, so on the phone scripts, we start with what?
So greeting, whatever that greeting is.
So start maybe hello, that's right?
Yeah.
And then what will it be?
Well, you would have the name of the person, right? So may I speak with whoever that is. Right?
Okay. And then?
Well, normally you introduce yourself. Like, this is.
So how will he introduce himself?
Yeah, hello, my name is Marcel Herzfeld. I'm from My Simplify Coach. And then either I didn't get your name or what's your name, or I would like to speak to, depending on.
Okay. So you can say my name is so I am was Simplified Coach. Will this will this be the ultimate way, or is there a better way?
Well, if you ask this way, then you have something else.
No, like that, like what benefit I'm getting in if I know that I am Marcel from Simplified Coach.
Well, at least they know they're ready for a pitch.
Yeah, but it's also the trap that you might be boxed in.
As a coach.
As soon as the company name comes across, which in my case gives you a hint about what I'm doing, then people may block it off and put you right into a box saying, after you finish your sentence, yeah, we're not interested. So they might start already after you spoken your company name to work on their script in order to brush you off.
So one way to overcome this issue is to say, my name is so, I am the author of, and you can put your book title. Okay. So here you don't talk about your company. Here you talk about your authority. That's right? Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Any feedback, guys?
Yeah, I guess I see where you're coming. Again, it depends on who you're talking to. So if you're talking to, like, for example, my phone calls would be made to business owners or corporations. If I were to make a phone call, I'm the author of whatever that book is, and I'm a leadership trainer and coach.
Okay.
I'd like to interview you for my book.
Okay. So here you have the intro. You have the authorities, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. The following step will be what? You'll ask for what?
Well, you'd ask for a meeting. But I mean, what would be the motivation for somebody to come to the table?
So we can ask for a permission first to tell them what we want to tell them. That's right. So I would say, would you be interested to learn about? Okay. you be interested to learn about? And here about what, like the maximum value of this particular script is you can basically craft your own script. Because if you want to give a prospecting, if you want to tell someone to call somebody for you, you can pass the script over. So the maximum of this, maximize the benefit of having the time here is, can you basically, yeah, it takes a structure, but somewhere plug in your information. So what is about will be where it will come from.
From the outcome of the service you're offering, the benefits of the service you're offering.
Where can I find it?
Hmm?
Where can I find it? Where I find this material, this information? Where can I find the benefits?
You mean back in the book?
No, where the benefits will be coming from? Because we did the benefits before.
Oh, from the product and services.
Yeah, so the benefits here, yeah, will come from the product. So this is basically the benefits of the product sheet. About your program, that's right?
Yeah.
Because remember, when we had the product sheet, we talked about having different sheets for different level of product, that's right?
Mm-hmm.
I gave this lecture for someone, and after 6 weeks they said, no, we didn't talk about that. I remember, but we remember that we talked about, if you want to have a seminar, if you want to have a webinar, each one of those levels must have a product sheet. Okay? Does it make sense?
Yep.
Yep.
Then what could happen at this level?
You can get either a yes or a no. If you have the yes, then you can move forward to
So
asking the question whether they would be interested in a meeting. If not, then a flyer or additional information.
So if we have a yes, exactly what's happening here. So if you have a yes, we will continue. And if we have a no, what will happen?
We go to the book and handle.
If we say no,
Do you know anybody who would?
we will handle objections. Do you expect somebody will say no?
I do. I've said no before.
You just say naked no, or you just say, oh, I'm busy right now?
No, I would just say I'm really not interested, thank you. Even though, I guess it's different, but if somebody says, are you interested in saving money? Are you interested in spending less money on this? I said, well, really, I'm not interested right now.
Well, you go through the same cycle with the 3, 7, 30. What was that? 3, 7. With the 30% say no, and then you can finish. Then you can finish the call. And with the other ones, it depends, and this triggers exactly how you handle it. Whether you can get them to from the no to a yes, but please send me some more information, which can be a step in between. If you cannot get them directly to the meeting.
So I guess it depends on this, whether this is a cold call or this is a warm call.
But even on a cold call, you can have you will have the no no for no reason. So the definite
Yeah,
no,
you'll get
where
that.
where you don't handle any objections.
So what about the following? What about you take like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you basically fill the blank
Okay.
right now. And we stop here, and then when we share each one, we can go and say how we can handle this.
Okay.
Okay? Just let me know when you're ready. So, what do you have, sir?
What do I have? I have. Hello, my name is Shamir Agani. I am the host of an online program, Your Monday Morning Espresso Shot. Would you like to learn about a weekly leadership development program that can be delivered to you and your staff at no cost to you?
Okay. So what do you have, Marcel?
Hi, my name is Marcel Herzfeld. I'm the author of the book How to Eat Your Elephant. Would you be interested in learning about how to simplify your challenges and create a sorry, and sorry. Would you be interested to learn about how to simplify your challenges and create a framework which saves you time, energy, and money to be able to focus on what is really important for you in your personal life?
Okay. So, do you have any feedback to Marshall? Marshall, do you have any feedback to Shamir? Do you want to repeat again? Can you read it again, Shamir?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hello, my name is Shamir Ladani. I am the host of an online program, Your Monday Morning Espresso Shot. Would you like to learn about a weekly leadership development program that can be delivered to you and your staff at no cost to you?
Do you have any feedback?
I think it's a good entry where you can say yes or no.
Okay. So there are a couple of things we have to watch for. When I say I am the host of, the expectation is what? Is to invite people to whatever you host. That's right. When I say I am the author of, what they will expect.
To buy the book. To be sold on the book.
Are you sure?
Or it could be to have you endorse the book or provide comments on the book or review
Okay.
the book.
So if you say I am the, which one do you would prefer to use? The host of or a more broader, they call it icebreaker, to open up, which is like I am the author of a book. It's your choice, not mine. Like just
Or I guess in my case would be I'm an author of an online program. No?
or I'm an author, or I'm an author of a future book,
Okay, so
of a forthcoming book. That's right. So if I come and say,
oh yeah.
if I come and say, let me just like okay, if I come and say I am the lead trainer at Win Your Brand, what do you expect me to sell you?
training.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or but if I come and say I am the inventor of, what do you expect me to tell you?
More about your invention. It's
Which
the-
one you have less resistance?
The latter one gives you the curiosity. It's like, oh, now I want to know more. The inventor, the forthcoming, or also of a forthcoming book, like what is that book about? So it creates the curiosity to keep on listening. So you can't put that person in the box yet.
Yeah, because the person doesn't know whether they're going to be sold to or invited to or.
No, if you say I'm the inventor of, then it's like, oh, what did the guy invent? What's behind the invention? If you talk about a forthcoming book, that book isn't there, so you can't be really sold on something which isn't there yet.
Right.
Technically you can, but it can be only pre-sold. But you're now curious about the book. What is the book maybe about?
How does it relate to me?
Yeah. So it creates a curiosity to keep listening in. Other than if I'm the author of the book, then this is more like, well, maybe they want to sell me the book.
Do you agree? Or
Yeah.
can you see it?
Can I what?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you agree? So how you will change yours? And don't take the barrier that I will do it, because sometimes you are scared of doing it. Imagine you will hand us the script and you will say, I'm here to call you on behalf of Shamir. He is the author of the forthcoming book, or he is the host of. So I know sometimes when I was writing this material early on, I said, do I really have the courage to say this? Okay. So if you don't have the courage to say it now, it's okay. Just what you can do is you can craft it for somebody. So if you want to change yours from the host, it will be to it.
Well, I run an online program, online leadership development program.
So if you say, I am the creator of an online leadership program, what's your expectation next?
Are you going to still sell to me?
No, the creator is like, you're not necessarily in a sales position, and I'm interested now what kind of program is it that the person created.
And it can also land itself to a level where you say, yeah, now he's selling me the program. When we talk about having a book, it's a must in this industry. It can present itself here. That's right. It's really presents itself here. If I'm an author of or a writer of, people will not know, because our books' titles are not relevant. That's right.
Yeah.
So, what could be the other intro here to establish authority?
You mean other than the host of an online program?
Yep.
And a book? Other
So
than-
now we have two. Now we have actually three. We have, I am the author of a book. I am the host of a program. I am the inventor of. These are the three which can come here. So it can be, I am the author, I am the inventor, and you said also I am the creator, and I am the host. Which one of those you will like the most?
You know, when I think about inventing, I'm thinking about something tangible, like a machine or something. I don't know if it applies to my world.
And we are not talking. I'm not saying that this is relevant to everybody.
Right.
But what I want to measure is what is the impact of these different, like, inventor or creator is a class, author is a class, and host is a class. That's right. Can you say I am the creator of a book?
Yeah, it doesn't line up.
Yeah.
I'm a creator of a program, or a creator of a
Okay.
system.
Or I'm the inventor of a program or an inventor of a system. Doesn't matter. You know, like, they are a class. And I'm not saying this is all irrelevant. What I want to make sure you get is this has different impact. And when you have this impact, you can make them open to listen to something more. So which one is more neutral? We conclude that author of a book is more neutral. That's right. It will create more curiosity. That's right. Does it make sense?
I don't know if it is.
Okay, so if it doesn't make sense, let's discuss it.
Okay, when you say, by saying the author, the individual will not compartmentalize you into he's trying to sell me something. Whereas if you say something like, I'm a host of an online program, the person will begin to compartmentalize you, saying he's either asking me to be interviewed, asking me to join his program. Is that kind of what you mean? Okay, then I guess it's true. If you say author, it's like more open. does your next one relate to, like if I were to say I am the author of an upcoming book, would you like to learn more about?
What do you have here in about?
In mine, I said, would you like to learn more about a weekly leadership development program that can be delivered to you and your staff at no cost?
Okay. I want to discuss about is in a different setting. So I love what you said. So I just want to say, I want to just let's conclude this piece. Marcel, do you have any questions, any curiosity, any?
Nope, I'm fine. I see the curiosity aspect in that introduction in order to be able to move forward. So if there's something like forthcoming or creator, inventor, then that creates that curiosity for others to continue. So
Okay.
I'm good.
What do you have on you learn about? What do you have after about?
Would you like to learn about how to simplify your challenges and or maybe you should not address their challenges, and creating a framework which saves you time, energy and money to be able to focus on what is really important for yourself.
So for you both, what will intrigue me here? Like, is there anything intriguing in your statements? What is there anything intriguing for me to listen? Can you repeat yours?
Oh, you answer. You had to listen to it.
Yeah,
Can you repeat yours?
Would you like to learn about a weekly leadership development program that can be delivered to you and your staff at no cost?
Oh, we have our weekly meetings already. Is there anything here new? So there is nothing to intrigue me because there is nothing called new. So you should, and is it new to them or not? Is what you are offering them is new to them or not? So one of the words which is we learn quickly to use here is, can you use the words new or a novel or a state of the art? So can you rephrase the one you have with this entry? So what will it be?
Would unique also fit in there?
Unique, not begotten, but unique.
Huh?
Unique, but not begotten. If you smile, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't smile, it's okay, okay? So, can you rephrase yours now with this word? How it will...
This fits in. I'm trying to think.
About what? About...
Would you like to learn about, I can't say a new leadership development program because I've been doing it for 2 years.
And this comes to you. It is new for me or not?
Yeah.
So why you cannot say it's new?
That is not new.
For me, I'm the one on the phone. That's right. So if I'm on the phone, is this new to me or not?
It is likely new to you.
Okay. So will you say a new? Will it fit?
Would you like to learn about a new leadership development program that can be delivered to you and your staff at no cost to you? Yeah.
Marcel, how it will read at your end?
Would you be interested in learning about a completely new way how to simplify your challenges and create a state-of-the-art framework which will save you time, energy and money to be able to focus on what is really important to you?
What's your feedback?
Can you trim it down to there's too much information in that one go. So if you can parse it so that leave the more relevant things about the program for that after he says yes. So if you can cut everything in the middle and just say improve you, help you focus more would be the actual benefit, right? But there's a bunch of benefits there. Can you say
Okay.
one?
Would you like to be interested in learning about a completely new way how to simplify your challenges and really focus on what is important for you?
Or just leave out simplify your challenges, because really when you simplify your challenges you can focus on, right? The how to simplify your challenges is the how, but the actual benefit is that you can focus on what's important to you.
No.
No?
No, I think because I think the how is what people struggle the most with, and that's one of the triggers to keep on listening, other than the infomercial saying this is what you
And
what you get.
end after the how part. If that's what they're gonna drive the curiosity, you just end after the how part.
So there is one extra step before we do that. When you talk about your challenges, how do you know they have challenges? And the word business is very general. So if I'm calling an accountant, for example, would it be much better to say to solve accountant business problems similar to yours? That's right. So the word business is a position holder, but is not. It shouldn't be your business. It should be because
I even haven't had the business in here, but yeah.
So what did you have? So I don't. I see
Yeah.
your challenges.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
your challenges, I don't know that you don't know that I have challenges.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, so you may want to rephrase it as a challenges in business like yours, and then you can move the word business to be adapted to okay. So if you call an accountant, if you call a bookkeeper, what you will say? What you will say if you call bookkeeping? What do you say if you have bookkeeping, for example? So how did you write it? Can you just say it?
Would you like to be interested in learning about a completely new way of how to simplify challenges in bookkeeping? Well, I would use the word business in that case there too, like in
So let's just pick up this one now. If you talk about business, is business too general?
no, I would add the bookkeeping business or
Okay,
accounting
yeah.
business, but I would use the word businesses still, or in your industry, maybe depending on what I would be calling. So if it would be in, let's say, oil and gas, then in the oil and gas industries, or in the service industry. So would you be interested in learning about a completely new way of how to simplify challenges in accounting businesses like yours to really focus on what's important to you.
What's your feedback?
The only thing, I mean, I think it's great. If I were on the other end of that, again, the question comes: how do you know what's important to me? The focus. That's the only thing I can think of. But I think it would pique my curiosity. I think there's something missing there in terms of to really get me. So. It's still too nebulous. Focus on what's important to you doesn't tell me.
Yeah, this is because I had in there before to save or conserve time, energy, and money to be able to focus on. Because were the at least three of the
So then I
four.
would state to help you save time, energy, and money in your business would be in your accounting business or in your business. I don't know.
Yeah, this is what I had before.
But then you had the focus on there and you had the other stuff in there. I'm just thinking like if you just like you can put all that in the second half, but if you just use the right the time, energy, and what was the other one?
Time, energy, and money.
Time, energy, and money. If you put those three and leave everything else out, then that would be why they would want to continue hearing you.
The fourth one was the relationship
Where?
relationship element, to focus on what's important for you. So this is the relationship with the person.
You see, when you say focus
itself on what's important to you. So that is the.
It's not direct to me. That does not relate directly to a relationship thing.
So we can shift the discussion and say, focus on what's important to you. Can we say it? Focus on the right tasks, or focus on the right priorities, or organize your tasks in a priority.
Well, so so our statements are generic, right? So it's a matter of maybe that's a placeholder when you say focus on, and then depends on the pain point of the industry you're getting to. Focus on more times, like for example, if you're calling a business owner on behalf of Mike, you say focus on actually working on your business rather than having to deal with bookkeeping. To me, that would be a specific focus that addresses a pain point of a specific industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's very difficult to put a generic one, but make it specific enough for any industry. So if you say, I'm gonna use the script to say what's more, focus on what's more important to you, what's more important to you is a placeholder for you identifying the pain point ahead of time of the conversation, saying to focus on, doing your bookkeeping, focus on your business strategy rather than doing your bookkeeping would be the replacement of that. I'm thinking, I don't know.
But this is not what I do. I focus on the personal challenges and not on the
Okay.
on the business part of
Right,
it.
so then focus on the personal challenges that keep you from accelerating your or taking your business to the next level. To me, if that's essentially what it is, then that is what it is. It's not about anything else. It's about helping you focus on you so that your business can I didn't get that part out of that. I don't know, I'm open to it.
And I want to just mention something here. You said you don't know. Like we always say at the end of these discussions, we don't know. How do we know that this script with whatever else we'll add to it will be effective? How do we know
Just
that?
have to
Try it out.
So when we make 6 to 20 phone calls and we assess the outcome, we know that this is working or not. That's right.
Yeah.
Just I want to highlight this as a thing, like, okay,
And you can test it out in a field which is not your real target market, but where it can work too. So, for example, if you're not focused on non-profit organization, you can try it out with non-profit organization, not to burn any
I would
of your
disagree.
potential.
I would disagree because if I make a 20 phone calls, I believe my customers are more than 20. My clients, my prospects are more than 20. So, like the lady which I was talking to, she makes between 500 to a couple of thousand phone calls for businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say I will call 20, and I'm just setting it up. This is one-on-one kind of thing. So I'm not sure like how rational would be like trying in a different market. But the point I want to make sure is like all what we are contributing to it here is basically trying to look at best practices, trying to customize it to ourselves. The only way to know is when people actually apply it. So you have to make the phone calls, or you have to get somebody to make the phone calls and practice these scripts. Okay. Any other discussions you want to have with this particular part? The biggest question will be is, can you position this to the interest or the impact on the other one on the line?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Like, can you twist the benefit line here, which you have, to reflect as a tangible outcome to the counterpart on the line?
So to personalize it.
Yep.
So you're saying tangible output of.
So what's yours? Can you
So
just?
mine's online delivery. Oh, sorry. Would you like to learn about a new leadership development program that can be delivered to you and your staff at no cost to you?
Okay. So when you call me and say I have something no cost to you, will I give it enough value?
Well, no.
So why are you saying it? Your characteristics as a vice president was budget and delivery. That's right, because you were not at the execution side. So for you, money it's an issue. So when you come and say I will provide you some material at no cost, this is the right intriguing point here. I'm not saying you will not be able to say it down there, but is this the right time, the right location?
So you're saying if I could change that.
Don't describe anything. Just keep writing, because it's an open forum discussion, right? We're just discussing it.
Okay.
So if I come and say, hello Marcel, I do have a program, a leadership program, or I do have a program which I will deliver it at no cost to your customers, at no cost to your client, at no cost to your employees, at no cost to your staff. What's your feedback there? What do you feel about this program?
Yeah, is it does it have value if it's for free? It might not be worth checking it out. So I might have my shutters, subconsciously have the shutters down already.
What if I were to say that it's a new leadership development program and I'd like to offer it to you for an entry to get on the ground floor of that? Would that still be?
But what is the value, or what are the benefit of this new leadership program? Like, what was your values here? Save on what?
Save time, energy and money.
Okay.
Focus on your.
You are focusing more on the delivery. You said it will be delivered to you online. It's a leadership. So, does the word leadership sufficient to provide the benefits?
No. Well, no, probably not.
So, what are the benefits of this leadership program?
Improve employee morale and enhance your bottom line, enhance your business, enhance your productivity.
Okay.
Improve productivity.
So what will be now? Can
Oh,
you just?
Would you like to learn about a new leadership development program that will improve your employee morale well, I'll just say that will improve your company's productivity, employee productivity.
Okay. Do you have any input for him?
It's similar what you mentioned to me earlier on. How do you know that the morale needs
He's firing.
uplifting?
He's firing back now.
I'm actually rolling the dice and saying 80% chance that this is the case because of the research that was done. Like companies, they have, especially here in Alberta, but everywhere, 80% or 60 to 80% of employees are stressed out, and science shows that you're not productive. So I'm basically saying, guaranteed, every manager, anybody who's a manager or a leader in an organization will be experiencing this.
Then I would go for the stress level rather than the morale, because the morale quite often includes values and adherence.
Yeah, I scrapped the
to
morale.
the
Yeah, I scrapped morale.
I would take the morale out because
Yeah.
I think that's stress is more generic, and I would absolutely agree that you find stress everywhere. So
Yeah.
that's something people can relate to right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Whereby morale is like a more loaded word.
Yeah, I took it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said that will improve employee productivity and reduce stress and reduce workplace stress. I mean, there's so many, like when you talk about opening lines, I could even say that will help your employees deal with pressure better, or maintain composure under pressure. All those things I could say, but I don't. But it's just an opening line, so I have to figure out which industry and then which is the most prevalent one.
And words was like, is it composure? Or
Maintain composure under
composure.
under pressure.
Was this useful?
Yeah, when you talk about the benefits, because if he's more interested in the cost, then he's probably not the right person for me, because he's gonna not want to pay out. But if he's interested in actually addressing, interested in the benefits of what I have to offer, then he'll pay for it. If he goes.
There is a debate we always talk about here, because you may wanna, in a classical way, you may wanna say, do you know? And you can actually say the sentence. Do you know that the science showed that 80% of business owners are stressed? And then you go right away and say, would you be interested to listen, to hear about?
Also use the hook like we normally do in the presentation.
Yeah, do you know that? So I'm not sure about how you feel about this, but this will come different
That'd be
place.
a bit too salesy coming across.
Yeah.
But I like where you're going, because I mean
Like if you have if you have these statistics, you can do it in this way. The other way, which is sound interesting. Hello, my name is Joe. I am the author of the book where the statistics showed that 80% of business owners are stressed. Would you like to hear about, or would you like to learn, or will you allow me to introduce to you a novel technique, or a novel workshop, or a novel program to overcome the pressure, the stress? So you may want to use the author of here as an extra classification of the market, or you will come back and say, do you know? So this one here and these ones are two different, are two alternatives. So do you agree now that you need a book?
Oh, I know I use it.
Okay?
You don't need it for the script. You can put that forthcoming.
Forthcoming book. Next century, forthcoming.
Okay? Does it make sense? So, any more questions here or any more discussions? So, if somebody will say yes, what will be the continuation?
Well, you would set up a meeting, either online or in person. Let me tell you more about this
So,
meeting.
if I will say yes, what is the closing about? What are you closing at? Like,
You mean at the end of that conversation? Or-
yeah, you want to close on a meeting,
Yeah.
that's right? What else you can close on?
Information, more information, like a brochure, documentation.
You can close on information.
Yeah.
What else?
You can close on who do I need to talk to in your organization.
Okay.
Another referral.
So you can close on referral. What else? So if somebody will say yes, you may want to come and say, my program is to, and then you should be able to describe what your program doing. That's right.
So if they say yes, then you could say my program is.
So now that's the journey to close on a meeting, information or
Yep.
referral.
Yeah. And here can I meet with you for 20 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes? That's right. And if they say yes here, what you will say?
Set up time.
We can go and say, will
Hang on.
this week works for you? What about Wednesday or Thursday, for example?
Yeah.
Morning or evening, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock? And how you close this? I will send you
Calendar.
a calendar.
Invite.
What?
Calendar invite.
Invite.
Yeah.
Calendar.
invite.
Invite.
What is your email address? What email address can I send it to?
So this is a structure for yes on a meeting. So have you ever used this in your life before?
Well, I haven't cold called people in my life before.
If you even have a warm call will end up the same.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's exactly what I would do. Like even in any call, that's what I would do.
So we have to free our mind that this sequence. So when we talk, we have a phone number. If the phone number is referral or somebody made the introductory call, it doesn't matter, right? So we just free our mind from the barrier of this is a phone call. Now, what could be a possible script on information?
Sorry, what is information?
If my target is to send you information, so I will say, oh yes, yeah, send me some information. What should I go?
Oh, can I follow up after the information? Can I follow? I'll send you the information. Is it okay if I follow up a few days after to see where we are?
So if somebody will say yes, and my goal is to send information. So what should I say?
You should say, I'll send it to you right away. Is it okay if I call you back in a few days to see if you have any questions? To me, that would be the natural.
Marcel, do you have any?
It depends on which way I'm sending the information. So I would ask for either email or mail, depending on also what I want from this person or company. If it's good for me to have the full address or from that person, then I could send it by mail. It depends on what kind of information I would like to deliver. If it's like a high value brochure, then it's better to send it by mail if they want to, or I leave the option open and have them make the decision, either digital or hard copy.
Okay. But what I was looking for before is is more on how to qualify the information. So if somebody will say, can you send me information? I say it's too broad and it's too early yet, so I would come and say, we do have lots of information. So can I ask you a couple of questions to customize the information so I don't waste your time, because your time is valuable, and if you will be overwhelmed with information, is waste of your time. Make sense? So yes, I can send you information. Like if I want to send you information about breathing techniques or heart math, how much information out there? Too much, that's right. So if I'm a business owner and you want to send me information, you would like to know a little bit about my problems, or you would like to know a little bit about my affordability, or you would like to know a little bit more about what else I'm using. That's right.
Yeah.
Do you see this point?
Mm-hmm.
So I can go and say, I would like to customize the information to you, and
So are we treating this as a yes, send but send me some information first. So this is like, because sometimes this is also like a defer, or is
Yeah.
it I had the intention to call this person and to send them the info.
If you have the intention to call this person and send the info,
Okay.
why you did not send him the info without calling him?
Because the info is a lot more impactful if you have had the call first, because then the person knows that they're gonna receive something, and the possibility that they look at what you've sent
Okay.
is
But the script will be
is a lot higher.
But the script
So-
will be different when you call them.
In this case, if you have the information already set up, you should close to the next level, which is maybe a follow-up phone call.
Well, I'm thinking if you had,
Okay.
if you
So-
wanted to send them a script, your script, or send them the info, your script would be different. It's would you like me to send you information about, would be your script, but your script is different. Your script is trying to get them to set up a meeting.
You mean the script here?
Yeah, that script, yeah.
Sorry, the script here, right?
The earlier script, the whole point of when you first pick up the phone call, like Marcel was saying, is would you like to learn about, is really would you like me to send you information about? And then if he says yes, then you send him the information, say would you mind if I follow up? But if you really wanted to get them, really the end result is not giving them the information, the end result is actually closing a deal. So really you're trying to open a script, and information is like an intermediary script because he's not really keen on setting up a meeting yet. Could be why we're.
But that's exactly why I asked the question. If I intentionally want to send the info, then I will not talk about sending the info, because that would rob me of the opportunity to ask the additional qualifying questions. So I would leave it open to answer yes, I would like to have some more information, and then I would ask the questions. Even if I have already my flyer or whatever I will send out ready, to be able to qualify, and maybe in a follow-up email with the information go into specifically those topics addressed in my flyer, because this way you it's not an email campaign. This is like, it's personalized information sent out, and you can direct them, go to and as you can see on page 3, there's where we talk about what we've addressed on the phone, and otherwise that would rob me of that opportunity.
Okay.
So this is why I asked the question: is this like to handle a defer, or is it that I intentionally call that person to send information? Because the strategy is different. If somebody says like, just send me some information, then you know exactly this information is going into the basket.
I think that's what this is about, narrowing down the information you're going to send them. It's about keeping them talking, keeping them identifying their pain points, and maybe they'll be interested in having a meeting with you. Is to turn them, I think it's around, when they say, send me some information, that's really a deflection of, I really don't have time to meet with you, that's why we're sending information. That way it gets you off my back. But then what we're saying here, I think what Wael is saying here is that can I narrow down the amount of information I'm going to send you, because obviously I don't want to barrage you with stuff. So can I keep you talking, basically? And can I ask you questions about the pain point? Because once you get the answers, and then you know, okay, I'll send you information on that, but now you have pain points, so when you follow up, you can actually address them. I think that's what that's about.
So what is it about?
It's about your own strategy, and my role here is to be an eye opener to so many bits and pieces of this one. So I can say, I would like to send you information. We have this white papers, or we have this field tests, or we have this applied case studies, case studies, and I would like to send you the most relevant ones. Okay, so if I will engage in this way, I strongly believe they will be more than just send me information.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you agree?
I do. And just coming back on one thing regarding the meeting and the information, they might be sitting on the East Coast or even somewhere else where you cannot set up a meeting just like this, where you have to send the information first and then maybe have a follow-up call, something like this, where your intention can be, if you target the East Coast from here, to send the information in writing rather than having a meeting first. So
Yeah, it would be like an online meeting, I was thinking, but yeah.
Alternatively, you can also ask them to subscribe to your online tools to access the information. The problem with this one is so many people will say, "Oh, I don't have my computer on." Okay.
Well, that one would be like a follow-up email. Thank you for talking to me. Here's a link to your online.
Yep.
if you want, you can just put it in the portion.
So which one should you use? Which one should you use?
It depends on who you're calling or where the conversation is going.
Okay. It depends on who's calling and how the conversation is going. So if we send information, you need to make sure you have a follow-up phone call, and you can ask for more questions on how this information can be used. Okay, so the question goes back to you is, what kind of information do you have ready to be sent?
Me?
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of technical papers.
So you have technical
Well, from a HeartMath perspective, yeah.
papers.
Uh,
What else do you have?
For me, I have, my webinars.
Is webinars more information?
Well, if I frame it such that, can I send you more information about alleviating stress and anxiety? I'll send you a 15-minute program that I do every Monday morning, and the techniques are there to alleviate stress and anxiety.
Okay. There is one observation you have to consider. If I say I am sending you the techniques and the techniques are there, why will I hire you again?
Right, so I think one of the things that I would put in there is that I think the techniques are the basic techniques are there.
Sample
Sample technique.
of the techniques are there. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to send them the techniques?
Well, I do 2 of the techniques out of the 7, which are more in-depth techniques, right?
Yeah. Or basic techniques
Basic
and the
techniques.
pro ones.
Yeah. And then the follow-up would be, if those basic techniques have helped you, I've got some advanced techniques.
Okay. What else can you what other information you can send?
Flyer, questionnaire,
Okay.
which could help for deeper qualifying.
What else can you send?
A video.
What was the opening? I am what? my name is so and so. I am
No?
Or the author. Like
of
No,
what?
the forthcoming book.
Send them a forthcoming book.
Can you send them the book or the draft of some
A
chapter? So if I'm the author of a book, what can I leave behind? Now, when you leave behind the book, how can you send the book?
You hand it, you deliver it.
How can I deliver the book?
Set up a meeting.
So would you like me? I will be in your area, and I will be I will gladly drop a copy for you. So when can I come and hand the book for you? Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
So if you use the book token, you will end up setting up what?
Meeting.
Okay. So if I have a book, I can go drop the book, and then what will happen? I will talk about a meeting. Does it make sense? Okay. Any questions so far? So in summary, what did you learn in this particular sport? Then we can go for a break and come back.
We learned how to create a script that is going to engage the other person, how to identify the benefits in your opening, and then how to handle objections and set up follow-ups.
We didn't learn yet how to handle objections.
Oh, we did. Some of
No,
them-
it's yes.
It was the yes. This is like.
Remember,
This is why I asked the question. Right? Is this an objection? To handle an objection, send me some info, or whether this is like I want to send you some info.
Okay, so
So this is why I asked the question.
so my input here is when I say yes, I am interested, send me some information. This is yes or no?
to me that's a no.
No, this is a neutral because now you start asking the qualifying questions, like what kind of
so
information
it's
are you
not a-
looking for?
It's not a yes, but it's not a no.
It's actually a no.
Hmm?
It's actually a no. Okay? So when I say yes, send me, I'm interested. Don't get me wrong, I'm a little bit busy right now. Send me some information. Or yes, I'm interested. Can you send me some information? Is this yes or no?
Yeah, if you say it like
Okay,
that is a
okay,
no.
yeah. This is a no when it comes as an objection. This is a yes if I call the person on the East Coast asking whether
We are
whether
not.
I had the intention to send some information, because I cannot make the meeting there.
Yeah, I think that the thing is, I am interested, but I need more information before I say yes. Is what that is. So it's not a no. I agree with you, but it's not a yes. So it's I need more information before I can say yes or no.
Okay.
Is where it's at.
I'm asking for the step again. Are we looking now at the objections? Then I'm totally with you. Send
We're
me some
not.
information. This is
Okay.
this is an objection.
What I want to say is I want to free our brain from framed objections. We are not discussing objections. We are discussing natural dialogues.
Yeah.
In a natural dialogues, hi Shamir, I am the author of the Red Bunny, and I do have a technique to decorate your house with red bunnies. I'm making this on my feet, so I have a unique techniques to decorate your house with red bunnies. Would you like to get more information, or would you like me to show would you like to learn about the red bunny? If he say yes, send me information. Send me more information. Is this yes or no? From different angle, I am here saying, would you like to learn about? And you ask for more information, it means what? Or send me information, it means what? If you are interested to learn about, where and when you will learn about? During the exact conversation. Okay? So when you say yes, when he say yes and you come and say, my program is to, and you start the discussions, and the ultimate is to get them to subscribe to the program, not to send them information. Or if you want to have a more one-on-one, the ultimate will be to set up a meeting, not to send the information. If your ultimate to send the information, you may prolong the whole process. That's why when I said you may want to ask them to subscribe.
Yeah.
So if I ask you to subscribe, subscription, it's one technique to get them to sign up to the program. And it's up to you how you want to handle it. The point which is I want to close with here, you don't send information because nobody will care about it. Information will not lead to them subscribing. People don't wake up and say, oh yeah, yesterday somebody called me for that, I will subscribe to it right now. This actually will happen 3-4 weeks later. And 3-4 weeks later, oh, I remember I had this and I would do it, but in a week it will not happen. Not everybody will be like that. That's right? Did it confuse you or?
No. No, doesn't confuse me.
So you want to qualify, yes, send me information. You have to qualify it as objections or not objections. I'm here talking about natural language. Because if I'm desperate to get the information, if we assume the original assumption, I'm so desperate to hear to know the information, will it be that simple for you to ask me to sign up? Will I sign up or not? Yes, if I'm so desperate, I will sign. And if I'm not interested, and I ask you to send me information to push away,
then you definitely not sign up.
okay?
Not without a follow-up.
Not without a follow-up. Sometimes when I was signing up for some information, the computer actually is not me. The computer actually will be slow, and the internet is slow. So the guy will say, yeah, go to this particular part, and you'll see this part here, and oh, I found the browser is too small, it's too slow, and my computer is thinking, and you know this wait icon is coming there, and then the browser will not function because I have a Safari and it's optimized for Internet Explorer, and the guy will say, oh yeah, we don't handle Safari, can you use a Chrome or something different? I do have a Chrome, but will I say yes or no? If I'm even interested and they have all these difficulties in sign up, I may or may not. So all of these are eye openers for you to consider what you want to do with this yes. Make sense? Let's have a break and then come back and continue the other yes. Okay?
Good.
When do we come back?
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.